Go get that squirrel. Go get him. We're going to review a lens today. Come on, Jolene. But we're going to get across this intersection first, safely. Let's go. We got Benny and Jolene. We've also got the Insta360 stop taking shortcuts, Jolene. We got the Insta360 X4. Got a microphone close to me going to the camera. I'm going to test its ability to record through noise right now as we do this intersection. Hang with me. We do have a full review coming up. Thanks for coming. Jolene is in a hurry. Oh, look at that. Come on, come on, come on. We are not going to miss our chance. This guy already pushed the light for us. Good timing. Let's do it. Come on. So my everyday carry camera is the Lumix S9. Really enjoy that camera. It does have a different body style though, and I wouldn't want to use that camera for bigger, heavier lenses. I built this whole kit for my convenience. I kid you not. I'm seeing a strange little composition here of the tree root. Let's get some photography of that. I like how it looks. Oh, well, here's some video, handheld. 4K, no, we're at the 3.8K light. That's what you're looking at. I have the 18mm f1.8. I absolutely love that lens. I think it's very unique in what it does. It is the exact same size as this lens. Now the other lens I have is very affordable, by the way, is the 85mm f1.8, and I have that as well. So I've got those two primes on the Lumix S9, perhaps some other Lumix cameras, I don't know, but certainly on the S9, and using, you know, an LCD screen and not a EVF. The stabilization within the S9 is very good, especially at wide. But once you get past 85mm, it starts to break down on you. An optically image stabilized lens was a call to order for me. And the 28-200 is optically image stabilized. I also use the stabilization within the Lumix S9. On the 18mm and the 85mm, neither one of those are optically image stabilized. The 18 and 85 those are just some focal ranges I like. The other thing I like about the 18 is if you flip into crop zoom mode, you got a 27 still at f1.8, and it works dynamite. It's got a multi-use that way. The 85, I use that in crop zoom, which gets you out there past, you know, what, 120, and it was a little bit shaky. I do recommend, if you're using an S9 and you want to do telephoto, I recommend getting an optically image stabilized lens to use along with the stabilization. I think it's worth that experience. The thing that this lens does that others don't typically do is it has some macro capabilities. Now it's not a fine macro lens, but it allows you to get up close, and we're going to kind of look for some signs of spring. You're going the wrong way, Jolene. That's the bad way. She is prone to taking the bad way. I'm not a monetized channel, so any information I'm giving you is based on my own views and my own uses. So keep that in mind. Love the focus on this thing. It makes using an LCD screen doable. I gotta say, I had my doubts. Standard photo mode, we're doing JPEGs straight out of the camera today. Yeah, look at this. I really like what the lights got going on here. So, and along with the sagebrush. I know this is junk. I'm aware of that. I like it. We're just toggling our shutter a little bit. I generally run at ISO 640 on this full frame beast because I do a lot with exposure. I try and do everything straight out of camera, and you know that exposure is is a real nice element to use to adjust your photography. So that's what I'm playing with right now. I didn't bring an ND filter, but I don't know that I'll need one. So how we doing, Benster? You doing good, buddy? Yeah, you guys ready to go some more? You ready to get on the trail? Let's go! So the value checks the box. The image behaves exactly like my other Lumix lenses. Same color palette, same everything. I'm certainly not taking a step down. Now, where these all-in-one zooms can be a problem, between 28 and I'm going to say 35, possibly 40 millimeters, is not great. The perspective can get a little wonky. That 28 to 40 is perfectly usable. I'm just really picky, and I'll use it, but I will look for other options before I do that. The same holds true on this lens, in my opinion. From 185 to 200, that last run, use it if you need to. It's built to cover that range, and if you need that range, if you had one lens on the S9, this would be a pretty good one to have. It'd be slower than hell. It'd be slower than shit. But if you're out in the daylight, you're not having expectations of anything other, I think it's a good all-purpose lens. I really needed to get further out because of wildlife, which we're not seeing any today, but we're gonna keep looking, aren't we, guys? So here's inside. Let's line up the three lenses and take a look. As you can see, they're all the same size and they all look the same. You could tell one's heavier than the other, but not by a lot. But the size is killer. All the lens caps fit. My filter, I have an ND filter that I spent, you know, $100 on that I use. It fits on all three lenses. So when you talk about a photography kit, this is truly a kit. It all fits in my bag, lightweight. Let's get up a little higher, guys. Let's get up here. We're in the valley. We're not gonna see nothing down here. As for cost, I think this is around the $700–800 mark. I bought mine used. I feel like it's a good price range for what you get. The aperture is not fast, and that's something to remember. Now, if you've got a full-bodied Lumix with a full-bodied grip, I don't think this is the right lens for you. I mean, it certainly can work. With a bigger body, you might want to take advantage of some of that faster, bigger, heavier telephoto stuff that Lumix has, because it's going to do better for you. That's not what I'm after. I don't spend all my time doing this type of photography. I do a lot of different styles of photography. So what I needed was something that's going to be an all-in-one, which this lens is. You're talking 28 millimeter full frame to 200 millimeters full frame. That's a big range. So if you're getting it for sports or something like that, you could use it. Just don't expect it to be very effective, but you'll get some shots. So the price, I think, is right where the value is. I don't see any discrepancy that way. I think Lumix has got a nice package here. It's well built, optically image stabilized to 300 millimeters if I need to, and is the same size as my other lenses. The lens has a switch on the side for optical image stabilization. You can turn that on or off. If you're on a tripod, you'll be good to roll. You can turn it off. And then also on the lens, you've got the ability to toggle on and off the autofocus. So you can drop into manual focus real easy. It does a great job. The autofocus is fast. It's fast on this like it is on the 18, like it is on the 85. They're a cool kit together, the three. I'm real happy with with this purchase because it gets me places. If they had built this lens as a 35-180, I think it'd be really great. But that's not what it's about. It's about having one lens on your system and being able to get the most out of it. As far as shooting longer, you know, if you are willing to go into crop zoom, which, man, I shoot JPEGs, there is no penalty for going into crop zoom for me. It's just extra reach, and I use it. So this lens gets me to 300 millimeters, totally optically image stabilized, fits on an S9, handheld. That's hard to beat. I stick around 270. That's my compromise. That's kind of where I land. And if I have to get that extra little bit of reach, I might do it, but most times I won't. So is it a stellar lens? No, it's just a really tight, good lens that really does a nice job. I think it's a worthwhile investment. Okay, I think we found some little tiny, teeny tiny signs of life. Look at these. Here. Look at those little white things. We're gonna get into that.